Have you ever felt a little lost after 75? Like the rules have changed and nobody told you? Perhaps you're facing the bittersweet task of letting go of your family home, a place overflowing with memories, each room a chapter of your life. Maybe it's the quiet moments, the absence of familiar faces that weigh heavier now than they once did. Those quiet moments, that absence, they start to feel like a shadow. These aren't just minor inconveniences. They're the subtle shifts that can quietly steal the joy from your remaining years. They can even affect your physical health. It's a common truth we often ignore that it's not about mere survival. It's about thriving in the chapters left to write. And those chapters will be filled with happiness if you're willing to write them. In this video, you'll discover practical strategies and heartfelt insights to help you navigate this beautiful and challenging stage of life with grace, purpose, and a renewed sense of joy. You'll learn how to embrace change, redefine relationships, and discover a vibrant life in the second half of your journey. Don't let another day slip by feeling lost or overwhelmed. The time to create a truly fulfilling and joyful future is now. Let's begin with the unexpected gifts of letting go. Margaret, 78, from Toledo, Ohio, stared at the overflowing attic. Dust motes danced in the lone sunbeam, slicing through the gloom, illuminating decades of accumulated treasures. Each item, a chipped teacup from her grandmother, a faded photograph of her late husband, a child's worn teddy bear, was a memory, a tangible piece of her past. But the weight of it all, the sheer volume of stuff, felt crushing. It wasn't just the physical clutter, it was the emotional baggage, the unspoken grief clinging to every object. She felt trapped, suffocated by the past, unable to breathe, unable to move forward. Every morning, the weight of it all settled heavily on her chest, a physical manifestation of her emotional struggle. Simple tasks, reaching for a clean towel, finding a specific document, became monumental efforts, her energy sapped by the constant battle against the suffocating possessions. Dinner conversations with her daughter, Sarah, were overshadowed by Margaret's frustrated sighs and anxious glances towards the overflowing closets. Friends' visits were shortened, the anxiety too intense to cope with the perceived expectations of keeping everything perfect, everything orderly. Have you felt that way too? The weight of the past pressing down, making it hard to enjoy the simple pleasures of the present? The beautiful sunsets, the laughter of grandchildren, the quiet contentment of a warm cup of tea, all overshadowed by the looming shadow of what if I get rid of something important? The fear of loss becomes a paralyzing force, preventing you from embracing the present, from finding joy in the now. But what if letting go wasn't about loss, but about creating space? Space for new memories, new experiences, new connections? What if, instead of a burden, those faded photographs could be cherished reminders of a life well lived, freed from the confines of boxes and attics, brought into the light of day? What if the chipped teacup, instead of a symbol of sadness, could be remembered for the laughter it once shared? This isn't about forgetting your past, it's about creating space for your future, a future filled with more joy, more lightness, and more ease. We'll explore practical ways to declutter your home, and more importantly, your heart, to make room for the unexpected gifts of letting go. The quiet hum of the refrigerator was the only sound in Arthur's Florida condo. 72 years old, Arthur felt the weight of silence heavier than any physical ailment. His wife, Clara, had passed 6 months ago, leaving a void that echoed in every corner of their meticulously kept home. He'd always been a man of routine, his days structured around Clara's presence. Now the familiar rhythm was shattered, leaving him adrift in a sea of unfamiliar quiet. He tried watching television, but the vibrant colors only highlighted the stark emptiness of his life. The vibrant colors, they felt mocking somehow. He thought of his nephew, Daniel, in Seattle. Daniel, always the energetic one, the one who chased adventures. But even Daniel's calls felt inadequate, a fleeting connection in the vast ocean of his loneliness. The silence, he realized, wasn't just about Clara's absence. It was the absence of purpose, of shared laughter, of a comforting presence. It was the absence of connection. Then a flyer tucked into his mailbox caught his eye. Senior Center, Join us for bingo and bridge. It wasn't exactly an exotic adventure, but it was something. He considered it, the words bingo and bridge, a peculiar invitation. He pictured himself there, surrounded by people, his hands shuffling cards or dabbing numbers, the sounds of laughter and conversation filling the quiet spaces within him. It was a hesitant step, a tiny ripple in the vast, still lake of his solitude. Arthur went. It wasn't a magical transformation. The first few weeks were awkward. He mumbled hellos and felt the sting of his own shyness. But then he met Evelyn, a sprightly woman of 75, who shared his love for old movies. They started chatting, sharing stories and memories. Slowly, the silence in Arthur's heart began to fade, replaced by the comforting hum of shared experiences. He found himself looking forward to those Wednesday afternoons, his Tuesdays filled with a different kind of routine, a friendly game of bridge and the warm glow of companionship. You see, aging gracefully isn't about avoiding loneliness. It's about finding new ways to connect. It's about acknowledging the changes in our lives and actively seeking out ways to fill the spaces left behind. It's not about replacing lost loved ones, but about enriching your life with new connections and shared experiences. It's about community. Think about what brings you joy. What kind of community would be a good fit for you? Consider joining a book club, a walking group, a volunteer organization, anything that sparks your interest and allows you to connect with others who share your passions. Don't let the silence win. Embrace the opportunity to find new friends, build new relationships, and rediscover the joy of human connection. You're not alone. There are others seeking the same thing, seeking that connection that fills the quiet spaces within. The connections are there. You just have to reach out. Eleanor, 80 years young, from sunny San Diego, used to dance the tango with a fiery passion. Now, arthritis whispered in her joints, a constant reminder of time's relentless march. The vibrant steps she once executed with such grace now felt like a distant dream. The frustration gnawed at her, a persistent ache mirroring the physical one. It wasn't the inability to twirl that stung. It was the feeling of loss, the quiet surrender to a body that no longer obeyed her will. But then one afternoon, while watching a hummingbird flitting among the bougainvillea outside her window, something shifted. The tiny bird, a blur of iridescent wings, moved with such focused intensity, its movements precise and deliberate, yet constrained by the very structure of its tiny body. It reminded Eleanor of herself, limited yet vibrant. She realized that aging wasn't a defeat, but a subtle shift in perspective. It wasn't about regaining lost youth. It was about finding new rhythms, new movements, new ways to express the joy still within her. She started with gentle Tai Chi in the park, her movements slow but intentional. Each breath, each stretch became a meditation, a quiet conversation between her body and her spirit. Slowly, the frustration began to recede, replaced by a quiet acceptance, a deep sense of gratitude for the body that had carried her through so many decades of life. She started to explore adaptive yoga, finding poses she could still manage, each one a small victory. And yes, sometimes she'd feel a twinge of sadness for what she couldn't do, but that didn't overshadow the joy she found in what she could. You see, the key is adaptation. It's not about fighting the inevitable, but about finding new ways to move your body, to honor its wisdom, and to embrace the beauty of your current form. Maybe it's water aerobics, maybe it's chair yoga, maybe it's simply taking longer walks, savoring each step. The goal isn't to erase the years, but to find movement that nourishes you, body and soul. Finding a gentle exercise routine is a gift you give yourself, a quiet act of self-love, a recognition of the incredible journey your body has taken you on. Explore different kinds of movement, water aerobics, chair yoga, gentle stretching, and find what feels right for you. Listen to your body. It's speaking to you in its own quiet way. Don't let the frustration of limitations steal the joy of movement. It's still there, waiting to be discovered, a new dance with life, adapted to this stage of your journey. David, 75, and recently retired from his career as a school librarian in Arizona, felt adrift. The familiar structure of his daily life, the comforting rhythm of his work, had vanished, leaving a void that echoed with uncertainty. He missed the intellectual stimulation, the connection with students, the simple satisfaction of helping others find knowledge. It felt as though a significant part of his identity had been lost. But this feeling of emptiness, this lack of direction, it's a common thread that weaves through many of our lives as we navigate this later chapter. This isn't about replacing the past. It's about discovering a new meaning, a new path forward. What legacy do you want to leave? Not just in material possessions, though those are a part of our history, but in the impact you have on the world around you. Think about the skills you've honed over a lifetime, the wisdom you've accumulated, the unique perspective you bring to life. Perhaps it's volunteering at a local library, sharing your love of books and stories with a new generation. Maybe it's mentoring a younger colleague, passing on your expertise and insights. Or it might be something entirely different, discovering a hidden talent, taking up a new hobby, reconnecting with old passions, strengthening family bonds. The possibilities are as vast as your imagination. It's a matter of opening yourself to new experiences, to new connections, allowing your life's work to evolve into its next iteration. Don't limit yourself to old definitions of purpose. This new chapter can be a beautiful awakening, a chance to give back in ways you never expected. Think of your life as a tapestry woven with different threads: work, family, friends, passions. Retirement isn't the end of weaving, it's a transition to a different pattern, a chance to use those threads in new and creative ways. What new colors can you add to your tapestry? This isn't about grand gestures or monumental achievements. It's about small acts of kindness, of connection, of sharing your unique gift with the world. Think of the moments of joy, the quiet moments of connection. It's in these everyday moments that the true meaning of life can be found. Take a moment to reflect on the rich tapestry of your life. What are the threads that resonate most deeply? How can you enrich those threads in this new chapter? Today, take one small step. Perhaps it's making a phone call to an old friend or volunteering for an hour at a local charity. This week, explore a new interest or reconnect with an old hobby. And as you continue on this journey, remember to share your experiences with others. Your wisdom, your stories, your insights can inspire and uplift those around you. Together, we can navigate this new chapter with grace, purpose, and a deep sense of fulfillment. This is your journey. This is your legacy. It's a legacy that extends far beyond the accumulation of things and far beyond the years. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I would love to hear about your own journey of discovery and purpose. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. It is a blessing to connect with each other and learn from one another's wisdom.